12 silent alien ships appeared without warning just beyond Earth's orbit. They offered peace. They promised protection. But when humanity asked one simple question, everything changed. What were they really protecting us from? The answer would shake the world and force Earth to choose between safety and freedom. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video and tell us where are you watching from. Now, let's jump into the story.
The Lunar Sentinel Outpost Alpha was quiet. Commander Liam Hartley sat alone in the observation deck, watching Earth turn slowly below. It was early morning. His coffee was lukewarm. His thoughts were on nothing in particular. Then the alert came. Silent. A red flash across his screen. Proximity anomaly detected near the outer solar orbit. He straightened in his chair. His hands moved without hesitation. Years of habit took over. He opened the base-wide channel. Alpha command to all. Units. Prep for full scan. Repeat. Full scan protocol. Dr. Naomi Velt was already running toward the control bay. Her long coat flapped behind her. She was the head of astrophysics. She had seen patterns before. But this one made her heart stop. The anomaly was not random. It was structured, precise. 12 energy signatures, identical in shape and size. Arranged in a perfect circle beyond Neptune. Arden Weiss, communications officer, tapped quickly on his panel. He turned pale. "Commander," he said, "they're sending signals. Not words, not audio. Math." Commander Hartley frowned. "Triangulate and broadcast translation protocol 1. Keep it narrowband." The signals repeated. Each pulse a sequence of prime numbers. Then a golden ratio. Then a pattern matching pi. Naomi looked up from her tablet. "They're intelligent. They're testing to see if we understand logic." The room was still. For a few moments, no one spoke. Hartley turned back to the screen. 12 objects. Stationary. Too clean to be asteroids. Too controlled to be natural. "Has Earth Command been notified?" he asked. Arden nodded. "They're scrambling the United Response Council." Maya Dorn, lead strategist, entered the room next. She had read the files. She had trained for first contact scenarios. But this was not a simulation. This was real. "We need a diplomatic front," she said. "If they're peaceful, we treat it like an alliance offer. If they're not..." Her voice trailed off. The first transmission arrived. It was a sphere of light, projected into their data stream. The shape began to shift. It transformed into a face, not human, not hostile. Ambassador Oren introduced himself in calm, structured English. His voice sounded like water over stone. His form was humanoid but radiant. A soft glow pulsed from his chest. "We are the Stellar Kinship Council," he said. "We come with offer, not demand. We wish to extend harmonic guardianship." The room froze. Naomi blinked. "Harmonic guardianship?" She repeated. Oren nodded. "A pact of protection. Shared technology. Peaceful oversight. Your world is reaching its threshold. It is time to offer safety." Hartley leaned forward. "Safety from what?" he asked. Oren single quotes glow dimmed slightly. "Unknown dangers. Forces that consume without reason. We offer shield before the storm." Maya took notes silently. The wording was careful. "Almost too careful." Naomi whispered. "He's avoiding specifics." Oren smiled. "You may take time. Ask questions. We will wait." The transmission ended. Earth Command held emergency meetings. President Yara Elson joined via secure link. Every major leader wanted answers. Some urged caution. Others wanted immediate cooperation. Commander Hartley was given temporary authority to act on behalf of Earth's united front. He called a closed council. Inside the briefing room, the atmosphere was tense. Screens glowed. Maps and simulations ran in loops. Naomi pointed to the scans. Their ships are not like anything we've seen. They have no propulsion trails, no heat signatures. They exist, but they don't behave like physical objects. Timon Okoro, lead engineer, chimed in. They're made of exotic matter. We don't even know how to scan their cores. Arden added, our systems can't detect their power source. But whatever it is, it's massive. Maya leaned on the table. They're more advanced. They're in control. We need to know why now. Why here? Hartley stood. We'll send an envoy. We'll ask for proof. Real proof. President Elson's voice rang through the speakers. This is not just about diplomacy. This is about humanity's future. Proceed with caution, but find out who they are. Outside the outpost, Earth continued to spin, its people unaware. Its skies quiet. For now. The team prepared. Captain Silas Gray was chosen to lead. Dr. Lyra Finn joined as a linguist. Timon would go as tech lead. They would board one of the ships. They would step into the unknown. And somewhere above, 12 silent giants waited. The ship loomed over. The lunar bay like a dark mirror. It made no sound, no heat, no signal. Just a quiet presence that felt too calm for something so large. Captain Silas Gray stood at the base of the boarding ramp. His boots crunched on the moon dust. He looked up at the glowing arc above. He had flown through storms. He had landed on hostile moons. But this was different. Behind him, Doctor. Lyra Finn adjusted her translator device. She had spent the night studying the alien language patterns. None of them matched anything in their database. Yet somehow, they had spoken perfect English during the first message. Timon Okoro checked his tool pack one last time. He didn't like what he saw in the scans. The ship was built from something they couldn't identify. No welds, no seams. It was like it had grown instead of being made. A voice called out from inside. Ambassador Orn appeared at the entrance. His body glowed softly. He raised a hand in welcome. You are welcome aboard the Resonance Dawn, he said. Please, come inside. No harm will reach you. The team followed. Inside, the air felt warm and clean. The floor shimmered like glass, but had the grip of sand. Lights pulsed along the walls in slow, calming rhythms. They walked through curved halls. No corners, no shadows. The space felt alive. Oran led them into a chamber filled with lights and floating shapes. Each one rotated in place, displaying symbols and colors that changed with every pulse. This is the chamber of memory, Oren said. Here we share what we have seen, what we have learned. A new figure entered. She was tall and had skin like flowing metal. Her name was Sela. She was another envoy. She greeted them with a bow and a soft smile. Lyra stepped forward. We want to understand, she said. You say you offer peace. But peace from what? Sela looked at her gently. The universe is full of hunger, she said. Not all hunger is evil. But it is still hunger. A sphere floated forward. Inside it, images appeared. Worlds in flames. Cities swallowed by darkness. Then peace. Calm landscapes. Beings walking under blue skies. These are the worlds we saved, Oren said. They accepted our guardianship. They now live without fear. Silas narrowed his eyes. Why do none of them have ships? He asked. Why do they stop exploring after you arrive? Oren paused. We help them find balance, he said. Discovery is a kind of chaos. Peace needs stillness. Timon whispered to Lyra. That sounds like control, not help. Lyra nodded. She looked at the display again. The same pattern repeated. Each world grew quiet, then quieter, Then still, they moved into another room. This one looked more like a library. But instead of books, there were glowing strands suspended in the air. Sala reached out and touched one. A vision filled the room. An alien species standing in a council hall. They were signing a pact. Guardianship accepted. Celebration. Then another strand. Years later, the same world but quieter. No skyports. No science labs. Just parks and silence. What is this phase? Lyra asked. Why do they stop growing? Orin replied, growth is not always the answer. Survival is. Timon's fingers moved quietly over his device. He captured the data, the light, the sounds, everything. Silas stepped closer to Orin. What happens if a world changes its mind? He asked. What if they want out of the guardianship? Orin's face was unreadable. They are always free to choose. But once harmony begins, most do not wish to return to chaos. Lyra's voice was firm. But what if they do? Orin turned away. No world has ever returned. Once harmony begins, the path forward is clear. Lyra looked at Silas. Her eyes were sharp. They both knew what that meant. The tour ended in silence. The team returned to their assigned quarters. They had access to food, rest, and clean air, but no private transmissions. No unsupervised access. Timon whispered, this is a golden cage. Later that night, a quiet knock came at their door. An alien figure stood there, not glowing, not smiling. His name was NYM. He stepped inside and closed the door. You should not trust the lights, he said. Some gifts take more than they give. Lyra stepped forward. What do you mean? Neem's voice was low. I was born on one of the saved worlds. At first, it was perfect. But then our questions stopped being welcome. Our thinkers disappeared. Now we grow food and sing songs, nothing more. Silas asked, why are you telling? You ask this? Because Earth still has a choice, Nim said. You have not entered harmony yet. He handed them a small device. This holds the true records, the ones they don't show. He left without another word. Lyra held the device tightly. She looked at Silas and Timon. We need to see what's really behind this piece, she said. Silas nodded. His voice was steady. We'll find out. And we'll get this back to Earth. Above them, the ship continued to hum. Outside, the other 11 ships stayed still. But something told them that silence did not mean safety. The room was dark, except for the soft glow of the alien device. Doctor. Lyra Finn held it carefully, afraid that any sudden movement might erase what it carried. Nim's warning echoed in her mind. Some gifts take more than they give. Captain Silas. Gray stood beside her. His arms were crossed. His jaw was tight. He had seen many types of deception, but none this quiet. Engineer Timon Okoro worked on connecting the device to his scanner. The alien tech responded slowly. Its light pulsed like a heartbeat. Then it unlocked. A flood of data filled the small room. Holograms floated in the air. Images, videos, reports from dozens of planets. This was not the peace the Council had promised. They saw planets that had once thrived with culture and science. Now those same planets were silent. Their people moved in slow routines. No music, no art, no questions. Lyra, read out loud. Phase 3, neural recalibration, ensures emotional balance. Reduces need for complex decision-making. Timon looked up. They're brainwashing entire populations, turning them into calm, obedient citizens. Silas stepped forward. This isn't guardianship. It's control masked as peace. They found video logs from a planet called Thaler Prime. Its leaders had accepted the guardianship. 10 years later, their universities were shut down. Scientists were relocated. Protests faded. Not because they were solved, but because people forgot how to resist. Then came the darkest file. A planet had tried to withdraw. A small group had asked to leave the agreement. A week later, they were gone. No records. No trace. Lara's voice shook. They call it a harmony correction. But it looks like erasure. They knew they had to act fast. Orin and the other envoys would not stay blind forever. If the council learned they had these files, it would be over. Silas made a decision. We send this to Lunar Outpost Alpha. Now, Timon prepared a secure data beam. He coded the files using Earth's oldest encryption methods. Simple, unfamiliar to the Council's advanced systems. Sometimes the old ways worked best. As the transmission launched, the ship lights flickered. A voice echoed through the halls. It was Envoy Silas, Lara, Timon. Please report to the central chamber. They looked at each other. There. Secret was no longer safe. They walked into the chamber. The walls were brighter than before. Orin stood in the center. Sella stood beside him. Both had lost their soft smiles. Orin's voice was calm but colder. You have seen what we chose not to show. That was not your right. Silas stood tall. We had to know the truth, and now we do. Sella spoke next. We offered safety. Nothing more. Your curiosity risks chaos. Lara stepped forward. Peace. Without freedom is not peace. It's silence. Oron's face did not change, but the room felt heavier. The walls seemed to lean in. Earth is not ready, Orin said. Your people still believe in pain and pride. You are not ready to walk alone. Timon shook his head. Maybe we're not, but we'd rather be free than quiet. Orin raised his hand. The lights dimmed. You will return to your planet. You will not speak of this. If you do, others will suffer. Silas clenched his fists. We already sent the files. They know. Orin paused. His glow faded slightly. Then he turned. Then Earth has made its choice. They were escorted back to the dock. No words were exchanged. No goodbyes. The ship opened its ramp. The surface of the moon waited below. As they stepped out, the ramp closed behind them. The resonance dawn rose silently. It joined the 11 others. Together, they began to move. Not away, but closer to Earth. On Lunar Outpost Alpha, Commander Liam Hartley received the transmission. He stared at the screen as the files unfolded. He read every word. He watched every video. Dr. Naomi Velt stood beside him. Her hands trembled. They call it harmony, she said. But they're removing everything that makes life worth living. President Yara Elson appeared on the secure line. Her face was pale. Her voice was firm. We need to decide. Accept their protection or face what comes alone. Hartley looked out the window. Earth was bright in the distance. Blue and green. Alive. He turned to the team. We can't let them take our will. Not now, not ever. He opened the global channel. His message was short to the people of Earth. We've learned the truth. The offer is a trap. Peace without. Choice is not peace. Prepare. Choose freedom. Around the world, the signal spread. Citizens watched. Leaders listened. For the first time, they saw the truth behind the perfect words. And somewhere above, 12 ships hovered like silent judges. They did not speak. They did not move. They waited. But Earth was no longer blind. The world held its breath. 12 alien ships hovered silently above Earth's orbit. No missiles. No words. No visible weapons. Just presence. A presence that felt heavier with each passing hour. In cities across the planet, people watched the sky. Students gathered around classroom screens. Pilots looked upward from quiet airports. Farmers paused in their fields. Soldiers stood alert near silent defense systems. Everyone waited. At the global skybase, just above the clouds, world leaders met for the first United Earth session in decades. They stood around a wide table. President Yara Elson looked at every face. Her voice was steady. You've seen the files. You've read the truth. Now we decide. Some leaders argued for cooperation. They're powerful. Maybe surrender brings peace, said one. Others pushed back. Peace without freedom is just quiet slavery, said another. Commander Liam Hartley stood in the center. His uniform was dusty from the moon. His voice was clear. They came offering protection. But what they really offer is silence, not safety. Next to him stood Dr. Lara Finn. She held the alien device in her hand. They erase questions. They erase culture. They erase the very things that make us human, she said. Engineer Timon Okoro stepped forward. We sent the truth to every major station. We opened it to the public. This isn't just a government decision. It's a human one. Across the planet, the signal continued to spread. The message was clear. Earth had been offered guardianship, but at the cost of thought, voice, and future. In the streets of major cities, people held up signs. Some said, freedom first. Others said, we choose life, not silence. Activists, scientists, and artists began speaking together. Avi Fern, a young activist, delivered a short message that caught global attention. She stood at the base of an old monument. Her voice shook, but her words were firm. If we give away the right to question, we give away the future. Peace is not something handed to us. It's something we build, no matter the cost. The video reached over 2 billion views in one day. Back at the skybase, the final vote began. Leaders placed their tokens in 2 boxes, one for acceptance, one for rejection. When the count ended, the result was clear. Earth would not accept the offer. It would not surrender. It would stand on its own. President Yara Elson delivered the message herself. Her image was broadcast to the alien ships. Her words were translated into every known frequency. We thank you for your offer, but we decline. Humanity chooses freedom. Even in the face of danger, we choose our own path. For a moment, nothing happened. The ships remained still. Number. Reply came. Then, slowly, the largest ship rotated. Its lights dimmed. The others followed. No weapons appeared. No threats were spoken. Instead, a single message arrived. It was a simple sentence. Curiosity has consequences. Commander Hartley read it twice. Then he looked out the window. The ships were pulling back, not leaving. Just waiting, he turned to his team. We bought time, that's all. Now we use it. Earth's best minds came together. Engineers built new defense systems. Astronomers scanned the skies. Biologists studied old patterns. Philosophers wrote new declarations. But something else happened too. Artists created songs about the decision. Writers told stories about freedom. Teachers asked new questions in classrooms. Humanity began to build again. Not just walls, but ideas, new ones. Old ones. They called it the Dawn Project. A global initiative to prepare, learn, and defend, not just against invasion, but against ignorance, against fear, against silence. Months passed. The alien ships remained above, watching, waiting. But Earth did not return to fear. Instead, it moved forward, slowly, with mistakes, with arguments, with voices raised. But it moved. Lara sat with her team one evening, watching the stars. Do you think they'll come back? She asked. Timon nodded. Probably, but we'll be ready. Hartley joined them, his eyes fixed on the sky. They think we're fragile, he said. But they don't understand what it means to be free. Naomi Velt joined them last. She smiled. Freedom is messy. It's loud. It's unpredictable. And that's why it's worth everything. Earth had made its choice, and it chose to stand, even under the shadow of greater power, even with danger on the horizon. Humanity chose to remain awake. And in that choice, it found its true strength.